Dialed in
to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
And
brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick,
David.
you have to call me Nighthawk.
You have to call me Dragon. Let's say, I love our mugs. Thank you so much for finding these.
My pleasure.
I gotta make sure I save some of these drinks. But what are you drinking, my friend?
So I'm doing another after dinner mint from Oddside, and then I have a hard Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
There you go. I do not know what this is. I can't pronounce the name, but it's a creme brulee.
Coonhen
There you go.
Brewing Company Creme Brulee Imperial Creme Brulee Java Stout. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Very coffee forward, vanilla coming from the back end.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
I can't tell you how I've already tried it, but just know I've already tried it. And
It looks like we're both drinking coffee out of our
it
mugs.
does. We're kind of classy,
A
folks.
little
today.
classy tonight, yeah.
So, our intent is to kind of talk to you guys about your new year, new you.
Yep.
Little and it might be some budgeting. My main focus is going to be a little bit on this business side, how to take your side hustle and grow it into a bigger business.
Kind of like Adam had.
Exactly. Right. Like, I mean, gosh, we got to get back on this year, except for, I just feel like we're beating a dead horse because of how great it is. But he's always interviewing new side hustles and things.
Always.
But, he has a book out and I'd love to actually get him to talk about his damn book.
Instead of just saying, "Oh yeah, I have a book," but if you follow me on TikTok, you don't need the book.
Right.
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, he's it's funny because he makes a shit ton of money, but he's not great at it.
It's really not.
Right.
He's kind of like you. He just gives most of it away for free.
Sick, dude. Oh, did I tell you about that story? All right. So I had a wholesaler kid, right, who I was going to buy a house from. And for the first time ever in my life, I was a dick.
Mhm.
So this house was filled with cat urine and things like that.
Ooh.
Okay. I mean, just horrible. I was like, oh. And he goes, how do you get that smell out? And I said, well, when we sign the contract, I'll tell you the information. And, it sounds weird, but it actually ate me up to say that. And then I thought about it and all night. So 2 a.m. I hit this kid up on Facebook and I was like, all right, dude, this is step 1. This is step 2. This is step 3. This is step 4, right? This is how you're going to take care of it. I was like, I've never withheld information from somebody to better myself.
You just kind of felt like a douche.
I did, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
man, I was like, I don't know why I say that. I know I'm in a spot right now where I'm trying to find the next property. But here. And then we called, I actually talked the next day type thing. And I was like, hey, this is this meetup. This is how I would go do this. I just gave him 45 minutes on the phone of fucking information, right? After another couple hours of that, he's like, hey, I'm going to go sell it to this guy over here instead. And I was like, what the fuck? And the guy he's selling it to, I can't stand right now. He's just pissing me off because he knows I buy at good numbers. He doesn't even go look at it. He's like, oh, Nick's buying it at this. Great. I'll pay you fucking $2 to $5 grand fucking more because Nick's numbers are good. And he knows he's going to make money. What does he care if he makes $5? And, so I was like, and I even told him, I was like, that's such bullshit, dude. Come on, man. I've been here, answered everything you need. I was like, fine, fuck it. I'll offer $7 grand more than what he's offering. Just let's write it. No, I really think of this time I'm gonna go, you're my next one. And I was like, cool. Well, I'm
Fuck off.
now it's all right, cool. This is why I hold that information. I have to learn it. But it's I don't want to be that person. I never want to be that person.
You have to be that person sometimes.
But I never will be, right? I mean, because I know that in the end it'll come out well for me, right?
So we've had a lot of people come to us wanting information on how to open a rage room.
Yeah.
And Dawn has told everybody that's come to us, because of course we went to somebody too, and she offered to pay them, and they're like, no, it's not a big deal. And then when they figured out we were serious, they got all defensive and pissy with her, and she's a cheater and all this shit.
Yep.
And I told Dawn initially, listen, you want to talk to somebody, that's great.
Mhm.
Figure out how much of your time you're willing to give up for free, and then over that they're paying. That's just the way it is.
Yep.
So she will talk to anybody for free for an hour.
Oh, perfect.
She'll give you the information you want, answer any question you got, But once you hit 60 minutes, now you're paying.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because, you know, I have a friend who is the complete opposite of me, right?
Mhm.
He fucking charges, right? And it's funny because I would say we're friends, right? Because, like, I'm the kind of guy who I build friendships, and yes, we can do business, but they don't technically mix. Like, I don't usually go into partnering in that aspect of things. Like, I'm not trying to use it. Yes, I'll pick knowledge because that's something we have common, right? And I mean, let's be honest, I'm not in their fields. I just ask a million questions about their fields, right? Because I'm interested and I want to have knowledge of it. And, you know, my first conversation is always, hey man, how's the family? How's things going? How's, you know, it's awesome catching up, this and that. And then, you know, if, you know, and it'll reciprocate here and there, but like, you know, oh, hey, how's, you know, when you're developing, man, like, do you call this person first or do you call that person? Like, who do you use for this? You know, I usually charge $145 an hour to fucking do this and blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm not paying you $145 just to shoot the shit. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, man. It's always this. And it's like, no, the whole fucking hour we just had was whatever. And it's, you know, okay, you don't have to tell me, bro. I just was wondering, like, I was intrigued about your business and what entail, like, you know, what in depth you go into it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, it'd be like me asking, when do you have to put a fence around storage and when do you not put a fence around it?
Yeah.
Well, that's information that you got to find out. But that's why I'm asking you,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Seriously, I don't know.
Right.
You have knowledge. I'm asking you
yeah.
for that knowledge.
So I'm like, dude, I drive in Wyoming and they all have fences, right? And then I drive out into, let's call it Bay City. I'm just making up fucking random.
Yeah.
I'm like, none of those have fences around it, type thing. Oh, you have to figure out that information. I was like, how do I figure that out? Like, how do I, you know, I charge $145 an hour for this shit. Dude, Jesus Christ! All right, man. Like, I'm done with this conversation. So
I have two things.
yeah,
First, building off of that, when Dawn and I were trying to figure out how to get in the 501st,
yeah,
we would go to cons and ask people in the 501st, what do we do? We don't know what to do. And their answer was always the same. Get on the forums. Okay, well, we've done that.
right.
We don't know what to do after that. Well, ask your questions there. Why?
Yeah,
So, I mean, I say the same stuff, but when they ask me, I'm like, first off, you got to get on the forums.
yeah.
But I will, any specific question they have, I will answer right then and there.
The funny thing is okay, I don't actually know how like passionate you guys, because I can't feel that passion for the 501st. But if you needed an extra person to go walk around, and let's say I fit into Dawn's fucking white Chewbacca thing,
Yeah, mustache.
Buff Tech, right? I mean, I'd gladly fucking rock it and go with you, right? But like, if you told me to go onto the forums, never in my life would I ever understand how to fucking do it, and I would never be a 501st member. Right?
Correct.
If your answer to me is this, like, no, hold my fucking hand and walk me to this,
Yes.
because,
Absolutely.
dude, I never learn from forums, right? Okay, I'll give huge shout out to Bigger Pockets. What they've created is fucking huge and whatever. And it's funny because everybody's like, oh, if you give, you'll get so much back. So I made a challenge to myself a few years back. You know, it might be 6 now, whatever it is, where I was going to go on there every day and answer at least 2 to 3 questions. Okay. So every day I'd log in, find the questions that weren't answered, kind of a thing, or do whatever. Give information. I never got anything out of it. Right. I got likes, right? Like,
Yeah.
cool likes, but I didn't get these deals things that everybody's talking about. I didn't get the things. I didn't get all this. And it's like,
Nothing progressed you ahead.
correct. So it's like, all right, cool. I've wasted time. And, you know, yes, sure, people know who I am if anything comes about it.
You helped other people out.
Right. But, you know, no. I mean, it's supposed to come around at some point, kind of a thing, you know? And so forums to me, I know what they are, but I'm not going to fucking sit here and read. When you look at how to change brakes, you go fucking read about it. When I go to YouTube and watch a guy go, all right, turn this. And I'm like, fuck, I'm in here and I'm pausing the video at the exact same time, right? If I'm changing drywall for a patch, I'm like, cut the 6-inch hole, cut, play. All right, cut the,
Yeah.
I fucking step by step. I don't do this forum shit. That would take me fucking a week to figure out how to do something.
Well, see, and the forums are great.
Yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know. And when you're trying to get into something, you don't know shit at all. You need somebody that actually is interested in helping you along the way. And I get it. a lot of the people in the 501st, and I'm not bagging on them at all here,
Yeah.
but a lot of them get irritated, just like a lot of people in the Rage Room community, you get irritated because people just want you to do it for them. They don't want to do anything.
Sure.
So like the droid that Caitlin wants built,
Mhm.
I printed several pieces to it. It's not in my wheelhouse.
Yep.
It's going to take me forever to finish. I told her, talk to Jim.
Yeah.
I'm happy to pay Jim for materials, time, whatever he needs me to pay him for, because he has a skill set where he can build this and it will look good.
Yeah.
And mine's going to look like a fucking third grader did.
Right. Chewbacca mask. Mine's not movie quality. But it's
Exactly.
okay.
That's what it's going to be like.
Right.
So I'm okay doing that.
Yeah.
The second thing I had, I was just thinking about this. You and I need to talk to Jessie.
De Silva.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's doing all these speaking engagements.
Mhm.
And you and I would be great at that.
Oh, very much.
I think we need to have a conversation.
Yeah, we should. Let's write it down right now.
All right.
So sorry, we're taking a 20-second intermission. Jesse, what do we call those? Speaking.
Speaking engagement.
There you go. This is why I write things down. I literally forgot it within the
'Cause
25 seconds of
You and I love to
Speaking.
talk,
we do.
and we love to bring information to people.
Yep. Well, and okay, so you go back to your forums thing or whatever, right? And you said, "Hey, I'm willing to pay for this." But like I've met a shit ton of people,
Mhm.
and I get that people feel used and abused,
Mhm.
right? But as you said, you're willing to pay, you're willing to do this. And the problem is you got to line up with the person that's willing, because I know you're not going to want to go drop $1,000 at a time,
No.
but you'll go drop, hey, and don't fucking mock me for not knowing things, but like you're gonna go buy, I know the head's called a bucket, right?
Yep.
You'll build the bucket, and then you'll build, hey, make me both arm sleeves. Awesome. Here's the $200 for this. Here's the 200, where some
Mhm.
people want just a full 1,000. But like it's funny because I've met so many of those people,
Mhm.
and I like them, don't get me wrong. But they're constantly like, oh, I build this, I do this, I make this, and then you're constantly like, hey, can you fucking build me this? No. Right, I don't do that. Wait, so you fucking do it, but you don't do it? Like, what are you doing? We have, and I think her name's Ray.
Yeah.
Right.
Ray's great.
Sure, but like she's built 50 fucking costumes for herself.
Mhm.
She will do some stuff for other people, but like this is where I want to get into this whole aspect of like, hey, how to take your side hustle and make it an actual business, right?
Yeah.
She needs to what I think a lot of people forget is like, all right, so take your business, set yourself guidelines and standards and boundaries, right? Like, and it's not like you can't negotiate off of it, but like, hey, I'm building a bucket for somebody, and this is automatically the base cost is $200. If it's a one piece, right? It is $300, and I'm making numbers up just for people because I don't know what these things entail, but like it costs $350 for a two piece. It, if the thing flips up, it costs an extra little bit. But these people need to know what a base thing is. Now, if you're building the robe and the robe has to be out of which Berber, is that what your robe thing is?
I don't know what specifically the material is.
Sure,
But yeah,
but like-
there's certain types of material you have to
Right.
use.
But like, okay, so hey, if you're able to get it off of cotton and that costs you $50. Now Berber, hey, okay, that cost you $100 a roll. Great. Now your price has doubled, and you just and not everybody's gonna buy it, not everybody's gonna do it, but you just say, hey, this is what it is. Like set yourself. You don't have, and if you get no clients at that point, then you reconsider, hey, do I lower my price? Is my time worth it, or do I just become a hobbyist for myself?
I'm
Right.
seeing a lot of the people that do this, and I just actually sent a message to one of them. They'll tell you, yeah, I'm 3D printing paint buckets.
Yep.
And you'll be like, oh, well, how much is that for me? And they're like, yeah, I don't do it that way. Because what they do is they'll start doing that for people, and then it becomes a job.
Yeah, of course.
And when it becomes a job, it's not as fun anymore.
Correct.
So they like doing it when they want to do it for the person that they want to do it for.
Yeah, I mean, we have the artist, right?
Right.
I mean, Nate's great.
He's the same way.
Like, right?
You can pay him to do a commission.
Mhm.
It's not going to jazz him up.
No.
He wants to draw what he wants to draw.
Right. I mean, he was shooting the shit and you guys were drinking beers and it was a fun thing for him to do. And that's
Yeah.
how he created this. Right.
Correct.
Like, and that's why, I mean, every time I see him, I'm like, hey, you want a beer? Like, right. Because you've done such amazing things.
Yeah.
I can't, and dude, we don't make, just to let everybody know, we don't make tons of money on Bucks and Brews. We don't, I mean, gosh, we make beers.
We make
money,
beers.
right?
We don't make money.
So it's like, you know, if we had to pay him exactly what he was actually worth and what we think that we should, we can't do this at this time. But I promise you, like when we become big, yeah, like that'll come back, man.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go. Like look, hey, I thank you. We owe you for this, right? We've now sold this much merch. Here's your percentage, right?
Yeah.
Like I have no problem giving that away. Like that's not us, right? Like so, and that's the difference between us and other businesses that are out there. We talk about that all the time, but right, like, and that's the whole thing. If you want to take it from being a hobbyist
Mhm.
to a business, make that decision, right? But don't flip flop. Don't go back and forth. Like, oh, hey, oh, I got busy these times. Like, no, commit to it, right? Like, commit to making yourself successful, and you'll get there. You know, and I find that through most people. It's like, hey, I actually just really want this to be a hobby. I want it to be fun. I want it to be something I'm doing. But that's how most hobbies become a very successful business. Like next thing you know, you're making more money than you thought you were making, and then you decide, hey, do I double down on this or do I just back off? And that's what happened in my t-shirt business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was starting to sell. I mean, I got into businesses like, you know, and I'm making more shirts for people, and it was like, holy shit, like this is actually going really well. And you know, here I was doing my day job, I was doing my real estate, and plus I was doing this, and I was like, okay, I've made enough in my day job as I did my business. Do I like how do I do that? Well, I can hire an employee, but then I lose all of my money.
Mhm.
Okay, and I start back at square one, and it's like, yeah, but do I want to do that? Okay, the answer is no, right? This one offers insurance, this one doesn't. Okay, this does this, and my real estate I thought was going to be long-term success, and so I just weighed out my pros and cons to everything, and I said, okay, I don't want this to get that big.
Yeah.
Like when I first started, dude, I wanted to have frisbees flying out at Berlin Raceway at the Whitecaps game. I wanted to be big, right? I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to do this, and then I realized, like, I really don't want that. Like that is so much work. Like I'm giving myself a job,
Mhm.
and I just want it to be fun, right? Like I was so excited when I first started because I was making things that other people wouldn't make, right? It would say a profanity or something on there, and I was like, yeah, I'll make it. I don't care if it says, hey, I shit in the woods, or I eat pieces of shit for breakfast. Like I'd make that, dude. Do bear shit in the woods? I don't know, but I do, right? Like that was a shirt I loved making, and I was like, this is fun. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
man. And then, you know, I get the 150 order for a company, and sure, the first shirt was fun, but 149 after, I was like,
Was
fuck,
not
this
as
is
fun.
stupid,
Yeah.
right? Like, and so
All of a sudden it became work.
it did, right? It wasn't,
The one-off is great.
yeah. You know, I say, if you got a team of like 20 or less, like I love doing that because I get to see the joy and the fun of it. And sure, there was the annoyance that came after because the 20 got it, and then all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know you were actually making them. I now want one. You know what? Like I'll make it when I can, because now you didn't take me serious, and I don't take you serious at this
Right.
point, right? So, so that's kind of like my advice to people is like figure out, do you actually want, because this will become a job, right? This isn't going to become something where, I mean, some people might be at that point where it's like, hey, I'm doing this a little more full time. Now figure out, hey, am I hiring an employee, or how you can streamline this, right? Like how you can make this happen. T-shirts. It's funny. A buddy of mine was talking, and everybody's doing this like direct to garment stuff. They're
Yeah.
doing like stickers and things like that. And it's like, holy shit, man. If I knew this knowledge back then, I'd be so successful. And it's funny because he's a technology guy, and he can create all of this in less than a day.
Mhm.
And I told him, I said, the only difference between you and me is I would make $20 faster than you will, but you will make $1 million faster than I
Mhm.
ever thought of. And he's like, what? And I was like, all I have to do is look at you, get one thing that you're really excited about, go print that shirt up and sell it to you for $20. I could do that to anybody in this room, right? And we were out to lunch or whatever, and I was like, right, I was like, I'll go build a fucking onesie for that mom that's over there. I will go do something for the guy.
How fast would you buy this shirt?
Right, 100%. Like quick, say, but I have to buy both for you and me.
Right.
But right, I have to find this thing, and I can make that $20. I'm not going to get residual from it. I'm not going to do anything. And I said, look, you go build this, and that mom there, she likes it, and she'll go post it out and do all this. And then 100 million moms out in this world will want that exact same one.
Yep.
Or something like it, and you can change color or do whatever. And I was like, your change of color takes you a person clicking a button. Mine is a person sending me a text going, "Hey, I like this, but could you do it in blue? Could you do it in red? Could you do it in?" Yep, great, I can do this. Great. And so it takes me longer. And I said, when you can streamline things like that, you're going to be so much more successful. I mean, handmade crafts, I think, are dying, but those are what you see at craft fairs and things like that. So, I don't think as many hobbyists want to be extreme business owners,
I would agree.
but they like to make more money being a hobbyist, right? And they're the first people to bitch they don't have enough money, but the first people to not do anything about it, right?
Yep.
Because they actually don't want it. So, I find that to be the case so often, right? There's things I'll go buy, like the tumblers, right? I mean,
Mhm.
people were making those all the time. And then if you go send, "Oh, I make custom tumblers. Great. Here's an order of 5. Oh, sorry, it took me so long. I got busy with this and this and this." And it's like, okay, so I mean, I understand it, but you're not gonna create a business out of this, right? Oh, it's just side money. Okay, understand that, but next time tell me, please. So sorry, this creme brulee is really good, and I can't stop drinking it. I'm kind of disappointed I only grabbed one.
I'm a little bit disappointed.
So, when you're looking at it, and now let's say, okay, you're not a product kind of a company.
Mhm.
Okay, so wholesalers out there, right? You want to make a business out of this. You need to write down your goal. We talk about it. Write down your goals. Set things. I told you how I did 3 posts a day or whatever, 2 to 3 posts a day for a year. And but set yourself, hey, I'm going to call this many people a day, every day. I'm going to pull this many lists every day. I'm going to so set your whatever that goal is, but make it achievable.
Mhm.
Hold yourself accountable and go take action. If it doesn't work, then have conversations with people. But and give yourself 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. Like, figure out a time frame that says, hey, but I will tell everybody, anybody that's wholesaling out there, it takes average 3 months to find a deal. So, and that's unless you're going above and beyond your original average. But like the normal person that's doing it the average way, you're 3 months. Most people give up. You ever see that meme or whatever where it's the guy that's digging for gold, not in his nose, but like down below, and then he turns around and he's only 6 inches away from actually striking it, while the other guy is continuing. And it's most people give up at like right before that point. So
Yeah.
like set yourself with look up, and you could find, okay, the average small business isn't successful within its first 5 years.
Correct.
Okay. So if you're trying to do a small business, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the first 5 years. Yes, you'll make some money. Okay. Some money. There's some things. But that 5-year hump is where it's like, hey, now I have employees where I don't have employees, and I'm still just running this small and I can't get any bigger. You haven't grown and developed it. Because when you hire your first employee, that's more money out of your pocket, right?
Correct.
Like everything costs to have something. And so, give yourself reasonable time to make the money.
So Dawn having her surgery yesterday, we were, talking about the appointment we have tomorrow. And as we're driving home yesterday, somebody messaged out and they're like, "Hey, we really want an appointment on Tuesday. Can you do something?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm just not available." And I went, "Wait a minute. It's, we had a really bad weekend this month because of this huge blizzard. So we're down on sales from where we should be." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go run the appointment. It's fine."
Yep.
So she scheduled it for 2:30 today.
Yeah.
Now, I've told you time and time again, I don't get paid for working here. I take no salary.
Yep.
I just work for free. I got paid today.
Yeah.
One of the girls left me a $5 tip.
Wow.
That's my money.
Is it the most money you've made here?
Probably.
Nice. That's not bad.
Might have made a $20 tip before.
There
but
you go. Yeah.
Tips is what I make, and I only get the tips if Dawn and I are the only ones working.
Right.
So if we have staff that's working, we don't take any of that money. Tips go 100% to our staff.
Yep.
But if I'm the only one here,
Yeah.
I'm the one that did all the work for that money. So I got $5 for a change.
Nice.
And I was so happy because I don't take a salary.
$5 for the hour. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad
I've
at
seen
all.
a lot worse.
Absolutely. Well, and talking about it, I was thinking about this earlier. So, there are some people that are good at certain things. So like, I was talking, Jim's great at, making droids.
Mhm.
My Star Wars son, Andre's great at building buckets.
Yep.
I mean, he is awesome.
Okay.
I'm good at talking budgeting. That's
Okay.
what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Or fixing your spreadsheets. I'm good at that. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't charge money for that shit
Nope.
because for me, it's fun. You give me your budget, I will sit there and tear into that motherfucker for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll have fun doing it.
Well, and I think we have to start making some videos and putting it out there on TikTok. And
Agreed.
because there's a couple people that have stopped doing it because people slam them and all that.
Mhm.
And we're just going to be straightforward and say, hey, like this is what's going to happen. If you're willing to put your information out there, we'll gladly do your budget for you. I do have to tell you that I fucking hate you. You got me all excited, right? So I walk into the other room and try to go get a Bud Light.
You have one in there.
No, I do not, sir.
What is that?
That's a fucking sparkling water or some bullshit. Like it's a blue fucking can, but like it is not a fucking Bud Light. Okay.
Sorry.
Like, so I go grab this thing. I'm like, oh, cool. Cause we're going to do 2 episodes tonight.
Yeah.
Right. And
I only have 2 drinks and you only have 3.
right. And so I was like, man, I wasn't going to drink the Bud Light. I was like, cause I know the next episode's going to go long. And I was like, I'm going to save it. And so I was like, I'm gonna go grab that Bud Light for this episode. And I don't have a fucking Bud Light, right? Because like even last week, I was like, man, David brought me a beer because like you said you have one because I knew I didn't have any in there. And yeah, no, I just don't have a fucking beer. So that's like you just like broke my fucking heart on national podcast radio, right? Like,
I'm so sorry.
you guys should see the depression in my face at this moment. Like,
Luckily, the people that watch us on YouTube are the ones live with us on Twitch right now. They totally see it.
say, but yeah, and okay, so you kind of brought it up, right? Like you're good at budgeting.
Yeah.
Right? I want to bring that up again, okay? Because the new year, new you.
Yeah.
Let's start. We're in January already. We talked about it before the beginning of the year. Here's your reminder to keep fucking going. Here's your reminder. If you haven't started it yet, it's not too late. We are only at the 23rd. By the time this gets out, it won't be February 1st yet type thing.
Nope.
Write everything down. So go into your ATM because now it's perfect because you can go into not your ATM, excuse me, your bank or go into your bank account and all you people with good technology. And I'll tell you, like, okay, if you like to have a paper copy, if you are like me, if you're fucking old, right? This is clear and simple. Go into your bank on January 31st. I don't know what day that is. Doesn't matter.
It's next Wednesday.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So next Wednesday, right? You're going to miss a day, whatever, the 31st. You'll miss transactions that happen later. But go print it out. Say, hey, I need all my transactions from January 1st to January 31st. And they will print that out for you for free. And if you have a bank that charges you, switch fucking banks. But I go into my bank and I tell them, hey, I need
You
to
can do it online for free by yourself.
No, but like if you want to, but yeah, if you're printing at home and you want to
Yeah.
waste stuff, or you go in and build relationships. That's who I am. And I say, hey, because I get my business one every year. I said, print me everything from January 1st to December 31st. Because now here we're in the middle of January.
Mhm.
I'm getting ready to do taxes and I just run through everything. And say, so I sit here and I think to myself, all right, how can I get these people to be motivated about doing this? And my answer is not David. People are technology like you.
Absolutely.
People are old school like me, right? So I want to give them creative ideas. Go into your bank account, whether it's your app, go into your thing, whether you use the desktop computer or go into the bank and they will physically print you out everything. Now take it, Bucks and Brews. Do we have our spreadsheet up there or the
You have to get a hold of us to get the spreadsheet, but it is there.
Yep. So, and then, right, because it'll talk to you, hey, budgeting. All right, this is my gas, my electric, my water, my mortgage payment, and water comes out every 3 months. We understand that. Some people's trash comes out every month. Some people comes out 3. Mine's yearly.
Mine's every 3.
All right. So, not everything's going to be in there, but if you build this hobby, or sorry, excuse me, if you build this rhythm and do this every day, you're going to be more successful, right? And you have to do it every day, but like, hey, start budgeting, start getting these things figured out.
We have a little bit of echo on your mic.
On my mic? Oh, I'm sorry. Should I back myself up? But I'm wondering if it's because my lines are all crossed up here, but That's
Don't cross the line.
that's go towards the light. But yeah, right. And so it's not late. It's never too late to get started, right?
There's always time, I guess. And
And if not, is the way I see it, if not, you're dead and you have nothing to worry about at that point.
well, and I see this all the time. People will post on Reddit, "Hey, I'm 41 years old. Is it too late to start for my retirement?"
God, no.
No. I mean, should you have started when you were 21? Yes.
Yes.
But you still need to start.
Yep.
And I mean, as long as you're not looking at the long-term Nikki Haley plan of you can't retire till you're 70.
I did just see that.
What a bunch of shit that is, huh?
Dude, but I will tell you is, I get so irritated. I have my really good friend Jeremiah. He's
Yeah,
joined us.
love
quite a bit
him.
on that. Yep, great guy. He has 2 sons, and one of them, I'm like, hey, bud, he got a job. He started doing things. I was, you going to retirement? He goes, I'm not doing that. And I was like, why? He's like, oh, I'm not at that point right now in my life where I can start thinking about that type of stuff. And I was like, that's the problem. It's like, right. He goes, I'll never retire. I won't even live that long. And I was like, you can't think like that, because what if you do, right? And if you don't, like, at least you've made the next person or the next thing successful, right? And your legacy will live on through that.
Yeah.
Even if you give money to mom and dad and their life goes successful, you're good. And so I look at it and say, hey, and I try to explain to him, like, he's 18, 19, and I'm like, bud, you realize that every dollar that you invest currently right now is worth $88 by the time you're 60. Every dollar, like, statistically,
Yeah.
$88. Now, when you turn my age, 30s, that goes down to $33.
Mhm.
And he's like, what? And I was like, it's a $55 difference, bud, between you putting $1 today versus 10 years from now. Like, it doesn't have 10 extra years to grow. You have time right now, and that time is going to be worth so much to you, and you don't realize it. And I was like, look, you pay no rent, you do nothing, live off of half of your money, if not less than half of your money, and invest it, because, like, he loves living at home. My buddy, they're doing well. And he's like, yeah, I'll pay for their room forever. I'll feed them every single night, like I always do, lunches and stuff like that. If like, these kids are, they're good spoiled, right? They're
Yeah.
good. Honestly, he's raised great kids and stuff like that. He's like, oh, hey, if you want pizza rolls, fuck, there's pizza rolls there. Mom goes, hey, what do you want for food? Give me the list. And they buy everything they want and need. It's not a negative. Like, when you get to that age of that life, like, I'd rather see these kids invest. I'd rather see these kids be so much more successful. It's not that they're not independent kids, because I told my buddy, and I gave him this best advice. I said, hey, you want to start teaching them? Take their money and charge them rent, and then turn around and put that into investments. Whether it's for a house when they get the time to move out, whether it's for paying off debts, or paying for weddings, things like that. Doesn't matter. But by the time they're ready to move out, great. They put the down payment on the house, and you go, here's your down payment back. This is all the rent that you've paid me. My buddy doesn't need the fucking money, right? Like, him and his wife do not need the money. They don't want the money aspect of things, but, like, great. They're in the greatest position of life.
Your kids aren't willing to do it. You do it for them.
And you're teaching them along the way because
100%.
right, when they get out there, they're going to have to pay rent. They're going to have to pay somebody. They might as well pay. And I told him, I was like, dude, do $100 a week, do $150. I don't care. $500 a month. I don't. $800 a month. Any number you pick, right?
When I was my daughter's age, I couldn't afford to invest. We didn't have the money.
Correct.
So I started investing for her the moment I could.
Mhm.
And she has so much more money than me.
I started investing for Emerson when she was 6 months old.
Uh-huh.
Like, and everybody, everybody's like, why 6 months? And I was like, look, I don't have a good reason for, granted, I did have my kid when I was 20. Oh gosh, 5. How old am I? 35? And she's 8. So, oh gosh, 27.
Okay.
I invested for myself before then, and then I had a kid, and it was like, all right, like, I knew where I was at that point in life. Like, I didn't start things ahead of time. But it was, hey, now here, this is this money. And the money, and we talk about it, I have my betterment, right? Like, it is for her wedding or her college. Maybe I don't know if I'm gonna do that. A house. I mean, to buy me out. I don't care. It's her money to buy it. Like, but it's there that I've set up every single week as a disbursement of $25 every single week. It just goes into there. And now it's sitting at $22,000.
Yeah.
Like she's 8 years old. And
we hit the pandemic and I said to Caitlin, I'm like, I need 10 grand.
Yeah.
Why?
oh, excuse me, $25,347.90. And of that, out of the 7.5, so that'd be 8 years now,
Mhm.
because she's 8.5, yes. $4,787.09 is interest
Yeah.
that I've earned, right? So I've only invested $21,000 off of, somewhere between $25 to $80 the weekly kind of a thing. Like I've moved it a little bit here and there. When I lost my job, I upped it because
Mhm.
I wasn't investing in other things for myself. So
Yeah,
I don't have a 401k. I now have an IRA that I invest my own stuff.
Right.
But
yeah, when we hit the pandemic, I said to Caitlin, I need 10 grand. And she's like, okay.
okay,
She didn't ask me what for. She didn't ask me why.
Yep.
I took 10 grand and I put it into the highest paying back dividend stocks. And I think she's invested something like $14,000 in the actual stock market. And she's sitting at about $22,000 worth of value. And she's only been invested in the market since like 18.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're talking a good return.
and I saying it's a good return, right? Like, and everybody's like, oh well, it's and people that think that this is risky, that's fine.
Every investment's
Fine.
risky.
If you tell me that this is a risky, if you don't like stock markets for some reason, whatever, fine. But you better be able to show me that you have a savings account that is that's not even an investment. I mean, it is, right? But like there's no risk. There's zero risk to it.
And it's making 3%.
Unless you're above $250,000, then there's risk. But like if you can prove to me that you're putting guaranteed money away on a weekly, monthly, however you structure it, basis, I'll tell you that's good enough, because at least you're doing more than what I would say.
You're doing more than the bare minimum.
More than half of what America's possibly doing, right? Like, not investing is right. Even if it's $5, I don't care, people. $5 a week. Just do this.
We've talked about where I'm at.
We talked about this. Yeah, go ahead.
We've talked about where I'm at money wise and health insurance wise many times.
Yep.
And I haven't stopped investing.
Right.
I have no money, but I'm still investing money every month. Now, I was probably buying $70 worth of stock before, and I'm buying maybe $50 worth now. So I cut it a little bit.
Yep.
But I'm still investing every month, because if I'm not doing something right.
And that's it, right? Like, you've learned throughout time, like, hey, because you were broke, right?
I was.
I mean, granted, like I grew up broke, but like I didn't have an understanding of money. I just knew I didn't fucking have it.
Right.
And I bought a house young. I'm not gonna lie.
Very young.
Right? Like, but it's because I was always the saver out of my whole entire family. Like, I mean, granted, I always have this, I still have the want for stupid shit in my life, but I don't go pull that trigger on stupid shit very often. My wife thinks I do, but I save so much. Like when I was working my job, I mean, 50% of it was invested, and then 25% was put into a savings account, and then I lived off of 25% of my wages, right? So the savings was still an investment, like, but that was just to buy more houses or do whatever. The other, like, it was literally 401ks, all those type, like, betterment, all, like, between all my investment, 50% of it was guaranteed to be put away.
Yeah.
The other 50%, so 25% again, went into a savings account, which I now love myself for. I promise you guys, I love myself, because there was times where, I mean, I didn't, and when I go buy a house, and this is how stupid it would be, back in 2010, whatever it was, right? You needed $3,000 to buy a house, basically, because you need 3.5% down. And so I'm buying a $60,000 house. And so by the time, because it would take 60 days to close, right? Which is 8 weeks at $250 for 8 weeks. That's $2,000. So basically I'm 20, or 66% of the way back to buying another house by the time I closed on this house. And so it was like, I was just replenishing my savings, and then, I'd get into it, get it rented, do the thing, and within that month, I then have my whole savings back, and I'm like, well, shit, all I have to do is just repeat this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not living any different life, right? Like, great, keep trying. And now when I go buy things, like, sure, prices are going up to 100,000. It's like, hey, now I'm putting, more down, but it's like every time I go buy a house, like my life stops. And it's funny because my wife will see it, but she doesn't realize it. But it's like I don't spend anything because I'm trying to recoup that money that I've lost
Mhm.
or invested or whatever I call it. But like in my head, it's going out. I need to recoup it. How do I do that? Stop doing it. I won't drink these beers. I'll drink Bud Light. Like I won't do stupid shit. Like I cut my life to a very minimum life at that point. She'll be like, hey, you want to go out to eat? It's on you. Like I'm eating fucking hot dogs, right? Like,
Well, you and I have both been, watching what we eat.
yep.
So I have not been eating out, period.
Yeah.
Like if it happens, it's maybe a couple times a month. But the budget for that is under $100 because I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
And as well as I do, you go get a meal with your wife, it's $60-$70 anytime you go.
Yeah.
And, I'm under $100 because we're just not doing it.
So how long do we want to invest for our kid?
How old's our kid?
I don't care. Like you pick. I need a time frame though.
20 years.
20 years. Okay. And we think that an average, they say 10 years, 10%, right? For the stock market.
Yeah, about that.
But let's go low. Let's go 8% return, right?
Okay.
On average. Compounded monthly. So if you do $5 initial deposit and your $20 monthly, well, it's actually be $22.50, 22.50. Oops. Oh, well, let me do it. But let's just say 23 because I want to be a jerk. Calculate. In that 20 years, it will be $13,572.
It's a nice start.
Right. And that's just $5, David, a week. $5 for 20 years. Now, if you compound that for let's just say you keep doing $5 for until you die. So I'm going to say my kid's going to be 50 and I'll be 80 when I die. Just rough numbers. These are fake things. So since I've been doing it, so let's say I'm going to do it for 50 years, 8% interest, compounded monthly. What do you think that grand total that my kid's walking away when I die?
142.
Really close, actually 182.
Okay.
182.7. So off of $5.
Yeah.
Okay. One every week. And so this
You
could
buy a house
100%, right?
or two.
And so, right, your gift to them for the rest of their life, right? Or for your life, the rest of your life is $5 a week. You're constantly doing. So we've done 20 years, we've done 50 years. If you have a new kid, if your kid's a teenager, right, and you're trying to do it for their wedding, now you're saving a little bit more money type thing. But, and again, I did an 8% return, which is really low. But yeah, you could do $182,000. So off of a monthly compounding. Now, if you could find different types of things, that'd be perfectly fine. But
Well, again, I think a lot of the issue we have is, living in the United States, people don't have that extra disposable income.
yeah,
But, you talked about turning your side hustle into a business.
I do.
Again, somebody that joins us frequently, the Eye Candy.
Yes, very much.
He decided one summer that he was going to do DoorDash
Yeah.
and make extra money for investments.
One of our proudest episodes.
It was.
Yeah.
And he's told me before, he's like, I wouldn't go back to doing that because it's just a hassle.
Sure.
But for that summer, he made decent money to put into investments.
Right. It wasn't worth it for him at that. But like you and he can go do other things, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But and so right, we did a dividend stock episode. And he
Yep.
was like, that makes sense to me. I'm gonna go do. And so all he did was dividend stocks. And so like what that one summer he did now, I'd love to have Bucks and Brews go for 20 years and figure out what the hell that's worth.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's gonna be amazing to me. And it's funny because if we go back through the 3 years we've been doing this, and we talk about betterment, I guarantee like you'll hear numbers and people will be like, what? And it's funny because when we get successful in 10 years, people are gonna be like, oh, he's talking about $150,000. Like, who has that? I'm gonna be like, assholes, go back and listen to
Yeah.
fucking,
We said that day one.
right? Like, and it was $7,000 and I haven't changed my investment, right? Like now my goal is never to change this investment aspect, but just have it keep going. And people are gonna be, and we're gonna have listeners that are with us forever, and we appreciate you guys. But you're gonna be like, you're gonna call them out and be like, nope, day one he had like $7,000 in there, $4,000, whatever it might have been.
Every time I hop on Reddit or any place else, people are like, how do I save money? And they're like, Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, stop fucking listening to the fucking Temu of debt relief.
Say, dude,
Fucking Dave Ramsey.
I don't know how it's happened. I do think that phones listen to us. Okay.
How much Dave Ramsey shit's on your phone.
Dude, it's insane the amount of like Dave Ramsey hate that I've been seeing on TikTok. And it's not like I don't know if I actually like him all the time because I try to change my algorithm quite a bit. And I don't want to have the same type of stuff because like I'd rather just have the comedy come out because like TikTok to me is a release.
Yeah.
But and I know
you love it every time I send you a political thing.
Oh, dude, it's fucking hilarious to me. Because I know that we get to fight about it or something like that. But Dave Ramsey is getting so much hate for all of the stupid things
Justified
that have been coming out of his mouth lately because it's not, I can't say he hasn't changed his ways, but it just shows so much more how different this new generation of people that would be trying to get out of debt versus like my parents, right? Dave Ramsey was like, really, I feel like it worked so much better for what he was teaching. And don't get me wrong, my mom, a single mom, for most of my life kind of a thing. She still doesn't have a credit card. She's doing just fine, right? Like she's not a millionaire. She didn't hunker down and do the Dave thing, but like she invested, which I didn't know she did because she put a 401k in. She has her house paid off. It took her 30 full years to do it. But, honestly, all hers was just time and she made it, right? And I always looked at that. I was like, man, how did and I don't see it much anymore, to be honest with you. Like these older people having cars and things like that. Because I always looked around and I was like, man, how do these people have nice cars and how does this happen? Like, how do you get to that age and just have so much freaking money? Well, the answer is basically your house pays off, right? So
yeah, and you have an extra $1,000 a month,
$600, $700, $800, $900 a month, and you're like, what do? I go buy a fucking car, and that's how these old people have cars, right? Like,
well, that's why I'm pushing to pay off my car in less than 10 years out of the 15-year loan I took. The issue I have with Ramsey, again, it works.
That does.
We've talked about that. It works. He's such a curmudgeonly old boomer, bitter cocksucker.
Yeah.
That all he does is talk down to people and treat them like they're fucking morons.
The one that came up, sorry.
Yeah.
The people are spending $25,000 on childcare. Did you see that?
Possibly.
And like he like ripped on for how you shouldn't you're so stupid for paying that. And the one lady's like, well, this is the average in the area and stuff. And average, I mean, there's people paying more and people paying less. And it's like, all right, like I understand.
You have childcare if you need it.
Correct.
How many people do you have that will watch your daughter?
Now?
Yeah.
One guaranteed, but I mean, 3.
Okay.
Right.
You know who I had when my daughter was young?
Your mom.
No,
she was working.
Even though if she wasn't working.
Oh, she wouldn't?
Her answer was, that's your kid. It ain't my grandkid. You figure it the fuck out.
Oh man. Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And at the time I'm making $8.50 an hour.
Nothing. Right.
I don't have any fucking money.
Right.
There was a summer I took off.
Yeah.
Because it would cost me $250 a week for daycare. And I was bringing home $280.
Yeah. $30.
So I'm working for $30 a week. Fuck it. I just took the summer off.
Yeah.
And her and I hung out every day together because why am I working for $30 a week?
Yep.
It just made zero sense.
Yep.
And my mother never understood it and again, when I was young, she didn't pay for daycare. Like for the first 3 years of my life, I went to a babysitter.
Sure.
And then my grandmother went, oh, I can afford to retire. I'm just going to retire. I'll watch him.
Yeah.
And she watched me for fucking free every day.
Well, that's what my grandparents did, right?
Right.
And that's what my grandma used to watch my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And then my grandma's passed now. I can't promise you I'd trust my baby with my grandfather, but like you know, now if I needed, like Emerson would just sit over there and they'd just sit and watch TV. That'd be fine. Like
Yeah.
he would watch her now, but like as an infant, no, I don't have that.
Right.
babysit- But like my mom would do it, and things like that. But you know, yeah, I understand how most people is. Like most people is. Jeez, Louise, Nick. I'm talking like Dave Ramsey now,
You
bro. It's a hillbilly heck. So, but right, like there's cheaper options, right? You don't need to be sending your kid to private daycare. I don't know how to say it, like, right?
There are a lot of expensive options out there, but even the cheaper options aren't that cheap.
No, I mean, I
You're a couple $300 a week. If you're $300 a week,
yeah,
you're
I-
$1,200 a month.
right.
That's more than a house payment.
for most people. Yes, I can't say most, but yes,
More than my house payment.
more than all of mine. I have nope. I mean, I have buildings that are more, but like
Yeah, but not duplexes or
no, like yeah, nothing,
or single families.
nothing that's below or 4 units or below is above 1,200.
Right.
So
And they're paying that to send their, and some of their kids don't need that much watching. Like,
oh, I lied. I have a new house that's 1,460.
okay, so
But
one.
but that's because taxes just jumped like crazy. But that's why I'm selling it.
Caitlin started staying home alone at 9.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford for somebody to watch her.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dawn worked less than 5 minutes from the house.
Yep.
And Caitlin didn't need much watch. She didn't do anything that ever would worry you.
No.
She stayed in the house. She watched TV. She didn't need extra help.
I don't know the age, but I know I was young when my brother and I or whatever, like we would just stay home alone because, hey, don't answer the door, don't do whatever. And then we'd answer the door because we knew pizza was coming, and that was risky. But like the times were back then different. But like, yeah, my mom would give us $20. We'd order pizza. That would be enough for pizza and tip.
Well, and being the Gen Xer I am,
Yeah.
there were certain things you worried about in the 80s
Yeah.
because your parents ingrained these things into you. It was really my grandmother that ingrained these
Eating an
things into me.
apple when you're going Halloween trick or treating.
No, well, there was that. They had to test every piece of candy before you ate it. Every piece.
Yeah.
But you were going to get kidnapped.
Yep.
Invariably, if you were in the front yard, you were getting kidnapped.
You had to play in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yes. That like okay. It is an old person thing.
Yes.
Or I wanted
If
to make
you
sure
are anywhere near the front yard,
Yes.
somebody's kidnapping your ass. I had nightmares
Yeah.
about being kidnapped for like
course.
14 years.
Yeah.
Because I was told if you went across the driveway,
Yeah.
somebody's going to kidnap your ass.
Yes.
I wouldn't even go in the front yard with them
Yeah.
because somebody's going to kidnap my ass.
Yeah.
The other thing which TV taught me was quicksand is a big issue.
The biggest thing in the whole fucking world.
You are going to run into
It's
quicksand at some point and it's going to suck you in and you're going to die because of quicksand. I've never seen quicksand ever. They don't even put it on fucking TV anymore.
I do feel like I'm a Gen Xer more than you are, bro. Because like,
Sometimes.
this is my life. This is what I grew up with.
Well, you were growing up with all the old reruns and shit.
Well, right.
My old reruns were I Love Lucy and Leave It to Beaver. Your
Right.
reruns were shit in the late 70s, early 80s.
Right. So yeah, no, I look at this and say, hey, you know, there's so much time for anybody out there that's needs to get this done. If you're 60 and have no retirement, right? You need to figure out, hey, I now need to budget, right? I need to figure out how to get the essentials paid for,
Yep.
right? And death is going to come. I don't know, right? I don't know if it's going to be 90, 100, whatever. Prepay for as much things as you possibly can for the end of life, right? My mom and I were just talking the other day. Excuse me. And she's like, oh, I was going to get buried over here, but they're out of plots and I could buy one. And I was like, okay, figure it out. Cause like, you're telling me what you want, but like, no, that's not going to fucking happen with me.
If she leaves it up to you, you're cremating.
I can't. I mean, it's my mom, but like for me, I can't. I'll just bury her wherever the hell I buy a cheap plot, right?
So my aunt was adamant she did not want to be cremated.
yeah,
She didn't do anything. Guess what?
you got
I
cremated.
cremated her
It's
ass.
like, yeah, there you go.
For one, I think burying a body is stupid.
Yeah.
I think it's a fucking waste of land and resources. Dig up all those fucking dead people and burn them.
To say,
Two, I don't want to be buried.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't want to be buried. My wife doesn't want to be buried. We're not for taking up space that doesn't need to be taken up. And because you didn't decide to do this shit before you got really sick, I'm not spending $10,000 now to do it.
yeah, right.
I'll spend $800 cremate your ass.
Well, I mean, if my mom passes right now, she has enough money to give it to me. So like I'll do most of her wishes, but it'll be where the hell I choose.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm still gonna try to give her wishes type of a thing. But if she was broke and it was up to me, I'm sorry, mom. Like you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm no.
She's not gonna know.
Right. Well, say she in her eyes, it's actually like a religious thing. So like, I don't know if you know this, but like apparently you get buried with your head a certain way, like
Mhm.
east or west, because when God or Jesus comes back,
Mhm.
like he's coming from here, and so all of his people have to will stand and do this. So
Mhm.
like I don't know, I don't remember everything because I don't pay attention and care, but like that's what I've understood and found out.
My aunt was very religious.
Yeah.
I'm an atheist.
Yeah. Let's say
Don't leave that shit up to me.
Right.
If you want something specific, you better have paid for it.
right.
Because if you leave that shit up to me, we're going with what I want.
Yeah.
And I want the cheapest thing possible because I'm fiscally responsible.
Why don't you
with my
donate your
money.
body to science?
I mean, I guess that was an option. I could have done that.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it.
That's what I got.
I when you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're not in that body anymore. You're just dead. So I don't need to look at you. I've had this argument with my wife over and over. Well, when you die, people are going to want to come and look at you. No, I'm not for that. Like if you do it, that's on you.
It's on you, right?
But I'm not for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at anybody laying in a fucking box. That's not my idea of remembering somebody. If I would have died a couple years ago when I got really fucking sick,
Yeah.
I don't want you to come look at me. I want you to crack a fucking beer with my best friends and toast to whatever you liked about me.
I'll actually say the Bears.
There you go.
I will too. I'll be like, the Bears. All right, see ya.
Do that. Give me a nice little speech and get fucking hammered.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be me.
I'm okay with that because I'm not there.
Yeah.
I'm not watching down, seeing what the fuck you're doing. I'm dead.
Right.
There's nothing left of me. Go have some fucking fun. It's sad I'm dead. Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
You miss me. Again, death is for the people that are left behind. It's not for the dead person. The dead person's dead.
Actually, it's a really good friend of mine because you know I paid for my I give my cousin credit. He gave me $500 towards the headstone, but I paid for my grandparents' headstone because my grandpa doesn't have the money and the family wasn't doing whatever, and so I just said, "Fuck it, here you go." And I was talking to a friend of mine. I was like, "This is what I did," and he goes, "It makes you feel good, right? It gives you that pride. It gives you." He goes, "There's people that get buried in mahogany boxes and do this and that, and people have to go spend a shit ton of money, but it's just to give them that pride that they did that. Versus, at the end of the day, you're fucking dead, bud."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep, I agree." But my wife and I, we will either donate to science or B, and I have to figure out how I can split off my piece of land in the Granville house because we have 2 cherry trees. And so we'd like to have it to where they like, I want to just buy that parcel and then, no matter what, like forever will it to me so that my wife and I both get buried under or we'll create new ones, but I'd like to be on that Granville property and we'll always and forever be buried under there in our ashes. And then, cause I'm going to be a sour cherry tree and she's going to be a sweet one and they pollinate forever. So we're going to be boinking for eternal life until you know George Washington comes and cuts that motherfucker down. But like that's why I need it to be specific that like nobody can touch that ever. It will always and forever be there. And I don't think there's a way for eternal everything for us to guarantee that piece of property stays.
Well, I told Caitlin, I'm like, listen, I drop dead, put a little bit of me in Chicago, put the rest of me at the house in Plainwell.
Yeah.
If you decide to sell the fucking house in Plainwell, that's on you. I don't give a shit. I'm
Right.
dead.
See ya.
She has no ties to that house whatsoever. And if I'm dead, I don't either. I only have ties to it right now because I'm alive.
Right.
And it was always the house that I wanted. So it'll be there for me. Great. I hope she makes a lot of money on it. Again, you know, we talk about the fact that, you know, she doesn't have any kids. And we talked about this again the other day. And I've said before, you need to have a plan for what happens to your shit when you die, because I'll be goddamned if everything I've saved for you will go to your biological father's family.
Right.
Because Dawn has nothing. She has nobody. She has Caitlin.
Right.
I don't have anybody. I have Caitlin. And if Caitlin goes without an offspring, it goes to his fucking family. I'll be goddamned if I did any work for her biological father's family.
Right.
So you better figure out what the fuck is happening if you're dead. And Dawn's like, well, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It would.
So, I'm hoping that the little bits that we told you guys helped you out tonight. If you have any more questions, you want to dive into it, we'd love to talk more. Hop on with us. We're glad to have guests and things like that. Tell us what your side hustle is. Tell us what your things are. As always, guys, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family.
If you're joining us on Twitch tonight, we're coming right back with school board discussion because Nick's going to run for the school board, and we're going to be joined by our wonderful one of our favorite guests, Joe. I forgot Joe's last name. Spalding. Thank you.
Yep.
I've written it like 8 times today, and all of a sudden I forgot it. We're going to be joined by Joe Spalding. He's great. And so stick around with us on Twitch. If you're on the podcast right now, you'll hear probably the episode that we're talking about next first, and then this one after that. So thanks for joining as always.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.